Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey guys, welcome back, welcome to my channel. Now, today's video, we are finally reading House of Flame and Shadow. I'm finally getting to it, attempting it. So this is going to be a spoiler vlog, so if you have not read the books, the other two, if you have not read this one, please be warned that there will be spoilers throughout. You carry on at your own discretion. I have warned you. So yeah, we're going to be tackling this one. Now I am going to be taking my time, I'm not going to be rushing through it. My aim is to read roughly around 100 pages a day, give or take. This is an 835 page book, so 8 days give or take is how long it should take me to read this. Depending on, I mean, there may be some days I might read more, so it may not be as long, but we shall see. So we are going to remove the dust jacket because I cannot read a hardback with a dust jacket on. That's just criminal. And we're gonna get started. I need to, do you know what? I know it's like not a Crescent City bookmark, but I will use my, if I can find it. Bear with us 2 secs. I should have got this ready. Did I pick the right one? Yes. First time. First time. I'm gonna use my Akatar one. So yeah, there's the prologue. So yeah, we're gonna get into Flame and Shadow. I've heard mixed opinions, so I don't know what I'm gonna think of it, but at least we're gonna give it a go. We'll see how this happens and what goes on, so stay tuned for an update later. I'm about to get ready for sprints and stuff. Well, not sprints, we're just going to chill and read and stuff over on the Discord. So you guys have not joined us over at the Wolfpack, the link is down below. We are reading Binding 13 in April, which is when this video comes up. And yeah, I shall catch you guys later. Gonna ignore the angle, okay, because I'm suffering, and I'm gonna do a really quick update for you guys. I've started and I'm on chapter 4, page 57. Now I don't think I'm gonna reach my 100 today, only because I am suffering quite badly with my pain, and I just kind of need to crash now. I've been trying to force through it, and it's just not helping me. So I'm going to have to do it, but I'm going to have a reading day tomorrow, so I'll be able to catch up on what I haven't done today then. But so far what's happened is we kind of got started off with the Hind and kind of like a situation that happened there, like after Bryce like disappears, and kind of like her seeing Yorton King, and I can't remember the dude's name, but Cormac's dad. What was his name? Morven. him and the Yorkman King being spoken to about their sons and their sons' involvement with like the rebels and everything that was happening, them kind of like disowning them and stuff. Then the Hind goes off to the cells where Hunt, Baxian and Runa's being kept, and you kind of see what torture's been happening to them, like since everything went down at the end of the last book. Then we flip over to Bryce and like her like being interrogated and finding out a lot of stuff there, and kind of like that the history had already been to I just name's gone out of my head, to the Akatar world. The name's gone out of my head, guys, just ignore me, I'll put it on the screen, but yeah, gone there. They were there years ago, and the Fae there managed to beat them and kick them out of their world kind of thing and all of that. And you kind of learn that the original Starborn prince and princess were from there and went to Midgard and all of this and that. Like, you learn all this information. I know I said this is a spoiler vlog, but I'm not going to go into too much detail that is then overbearing and like it's a lot, because I think that's just not fair to you guys and to myself. I don't think I could give you guys a rundown step by step of everything that happens, but I'm going to try and give you guys as much of the main little points as I can. I feel like I didn't say that earlier, so I felt like I just needed to clarify that, especially in my state right now. I'm not going to be able to give you the full rundown, but I'm going to give you as much as I can. So yeah, that all happens. Then we kind of go meet Therian and like his situation that he's in, that he got himself into at the end of the last book, and so what's been happening there. We then have, what else do we have? We then see like Ethan and that lot and what's happening with them. We have Sabine has just got involved because obviously Ethan took that wolf from the astronomer. So we kind of now see that side of things is going to probably start unraveling as well. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't think I am though. Obviously, we meet Nesta in this one. Well, I say meet us, we know Nesta, but Nesta gets introduced into this one. And yeah, to Bryce is like does more of them, and then Bryce is now kind of just being left to her own, and almost like a bit of a mental game I think is going on there. And yeah, I left it with that whole wolf situation. And by the looks of it, we're about to go into a hunt sort of side of things, which we haven't had yet, which I'm kind of surprised that Sergio Maas has left it till chapter 4 before giving us Hunt's POV. I am a little bit surprised about that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm being very honest with you guys. But overall thoughts, something about this book just isn't sitting right at the moment. It just doesn't feel like a Crescent City book. It just doesn't, there's just something about it, like I can't like really pinpoint too much of what it is. I do know me and Moore were talking briefly, like when we kind of had a little bit of an update like of where I was at a couple of chapters ago, and we've both kind of said that like Bryce doesn't seem like Bryce at the moment. Like Bryce is not Bryce. The Bryce we know from the last 2 books, even from this little bit, I can already tell you is not our Bryce that we know. She's like a whole new character. Like, it's just, yeah, there's just something about it right now that's just not vibing with me. Like, it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that the vibes are not vibing. I think it's the best way to put it. The vibes are not vibing. So, yeah, I am going to, on this very the note is I'm going to crash, because yes, I'm just feeling really rough. I'm in a lot of pain. My lower back is absolute agony, so I've just taken my medication, so those should hopefully kick in shortly. So yeah, I'm gonna just sit and crash But like I said, tomorrow is a reading day, so I am going to dedicate tomorrow to reading this. So I should definitely do catch up to where I should have wanted. I say should have, where I wanted to get to today, and then also read the 100 pages for tomorrow. So what are we looking at getting to roughly? With chapter wise, I'm not spoiling anything, guys. I'm looking at the page number to be like chapter wise. I want to get to about chapter 20 tomorrow, at least. So I want to get that much in. So we shall see if I can do that. But yeah, tomorrow I am going to dedicate to reading this one. I might have the odd little break and maybe pick something else up, but I highly doubt it. Because I do want to try and get as far ahead into this one as possible, because from Tuesday I need to start filming another video as well. So I'm going to be reading another book alongside this. So I want to try and get as far into this one before that as possible. So we shall see. That's the plan of action. That's what's going to happen. First thing when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to finish getting tomorrow's video sorted and uploaded. But that shouldn't take me too long. I just need to rewatch it, make sure I haven't missed anything, and make sure it's all run smoothly. And then export and upload. So that's not too bad. So yeah, that's the that's kind of what's happening. That's what's going down. Like I said, this is a spoiler vlog, so there is going to be things throughout that's going to spoil, but I'm not going to be overly talking about the book. I'm not going to give you like a play-by-play of every single thing that happens. I'm just going to pinpoint the main things to you guys that I can remember to tell you guys. So yeah, this is a bit of a lackluster first update, because obviously I've not got as far as I would have liked, but that's okay. Now I'm going to put that up here because I don't want to sleep with that next to me because I might hurt my head. So yeah, I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow when I've read some more and can give you guys more of an update. So yeah, I'll catch you guys then. So I started reading Flame and Shadow earlier, and I got from chapter 4 to chapter 9. Don't ask me to remember what I read there. I know it was got like an update on Hunt, and then like from his perspective what was going on in there, him seeing a shadow in the corners of the dungeon cell that he's in. What else did we have? We have Bryce escaping the interrogation cell and going for a grate and like going through the tunnels, and like Nestor appearing and going to take her back, but Bryce runs, and they end up in a situation where they're then trapped and have to continue the way Bryce was planning on going. So they're in that journey right now. There's no rule, that's what they're doing right now. Tharian is updated with the Viper Queen. He is literally like drug addict for her venom at this point. the guys plan on saving him. So Ethan, Flynn, Declan, Mark, who's Declan's boyfriend, and Sigrid and is there as well as the 3 sprites. Well, Ethan like just about convinces them to go and save Lauren, but then Sabine and the pack of wolves find them. They shoot Sabine like proper in the face and stuff, and then the Viper Queen kind of takes them in as well. I don't know if I'm mixing with what I've read since, but we'll get to that. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of what the update I've really got for you guys on what's happened. And then I proceeded to fall asleep for like 4 hours. So yeah, I have since then read some more. I'm now on chapter 11. So I read a couple more chapters. I'm making a dent, which is a good thing. I'm making a dent. But yeah, and we've just had, obviously like I said, them continuing, them like in the tunnels. They've just found a tunnel that's got like drawings and stuff on the wall, like telling a story, telling a warning. And there's like kind of some things that Bryce recognises as a story that the Asturias told her. So I'm kind of developing into that. So I don't know too much there, but like that's the little bits that we've heard. And then we've just had the Hind up here in the Viper Queen's area, meat market, to ask for Thurian, Ethan, Mark, Declan, Flynn's help to rescue Rune and the others. She plans on helping them escape in 3 days' time, and she's like begging them to help. And obviously, you know, they're suspicious. It's the Hind. They expect something of her. Obviously, she's told them who she is and that she's Ancient Daybright and that, you know, really she's on their side. But like, obviously, they're naturally gonna be suspicious. So we're in that in the moment. But yeah. Oh, and Hunt, the shadows of Hunt was Apollyon, and then he went and got Adius. And Bryce, Hunt learns that Bryce never made it to hell, and that they have an idea where she might be, but they won't tell Hunt. So yeah, and they said that they fear that Regulus might have already figured that out. If I'm butchering names, I'm so sorry. But yeah, that's that as well. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of the update I have for this one. Like I said, I've made a little bit of a dent in this book. Very small dent. Yeah, it's only like a little small update. I'm going to continue reading. My hope is to get to, obviously, I think I said last night, was it chapter 20? Let me have a look. I can't remember. What chapter did I say last night that it was? I wanted to try and get to. Chapter 20. Chapter 20. Yeah, chapter 20. So I've still got like a little bit more to go. But yeah, I feel like I should be able to do that. Where I've had like where I sleep, there is no way in hell I'm going to sleep anytime soon. So I'm just going to keep like reading that and reading and just honestly try and get as far as I can. Because my plan is to read today. Kind of just went to that when I happen to sleep. So yeah, that's plan of action. That's what we're going to do. So yeah, I will catch you guys again in a bit. So having a little update for you guys. I've been reading some more. I'm at chapter 15, page 160. So I've got about, I think it's like 50 pages. No, 44 pages to reach where I need to stop for today. So I'm going to continue reading, but I'm just updating you guys now before it gets too late and I'm not able to give you an update. So, to be honest, not too much has happened since. Well, a lot has happened, but hasn't happened. We had a little thing of Rune's perspective with them in their cell. They'd actually been let down from the chains that were holding them up. They're now like on the floor. They've been fed a little bit, but they're still obviously all recovering and they're lying in their own blood and everything. Then we've had Ethan make a deal with the Viper Queen to allow them all freedom. He has to do one fight of an opponent of her choosing and then they can all be free. So we know something's going to go down there, and obviously the Viper Queen's not going to do a word because Ethan didn't get her to specify details, so something's likely to happen there, knowing the Viper Queen is like. And then we've had a lot of Bryce going through the tunnel with Nesta. Asriel's appeared, and they've been going through, and Bryce has tricked them, I guess you could say, She has been, what is the word I'm looking for? She has been leading the Midgard worm to them so that they, Azrael and Nesta, were distracted with that while Bryce ran off. But then Bryce's conscience got in the way and she went back to help them, but they trapped her because obviously they realised what she did. And yeah, Nesta donned the mask, and they've managed to kill the worm. But they are now going to continue on their journey with Bryce through the rest of the tunnel. So yeah, that's really sort of all that's happened. It's just a lot of the tunnel stuff. Ethan and the deal, a little bit of an insight into Rune and the guys. Sorry, this is really bothering me. That is a pain in my ass. So yeah, there's just still something not right about this book. I don't know what it is. Let me move you guys quickly. I don't know what it is about this book that it's just not settling right. There's definitely something about Bryce. Bryce is just not the Bryce we know from the other books. There's something about her that just doesn't sit right with me. And stuff. And there's been a couple of things that Hunt said, and I'm just like, dude, you keep repeating the same thing, but like nothing's gonna change in that aspect and stuff. That's kind of just like a little bit of a repetitiveness almost. I just don't know. There's just something about this book and these, just Bryce doesn't feel right. I must say there's something about Nesta and Azure, that vibe with them just doesn't feel like them, but I don't know if that's influenced by the fact that Bryce doesn't feel like Bryce, and do you know what I mean, all of that situation. But yeah, there's just something about it right now that's just not, there's a lot of action, kind of, do you know what I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of happening, but also not at the same time. So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to wait till I get further in to be able to pinpoint a lot of the stuff that's going on and how it's if it's a me thing or a book thing. But yeah, so far, and also I'm not very far in, guys, so don't hold me to this for the whole book, but from what I've read so far, I'm being let down by this book. It just something about it just doesn't feel like a Crescent City book, and I don't know what it is. It just doesn't. I just don't know. There's something I can't pinpoint. I'm hoping something will happen and I can pinpoint that's that. But there's just something about it that's just not. I just can't pinpoint it yet. Let's make sure I can't pinpoint it yet. So yeah, we are going to. I say we. I am going to get into bed. I'm going to keep reading. Obviously, I've had a nap, so I'm not going to be sleeping anytime soon. But I wanted to get another update in with you guys tonight. And yeah, I do, from tomorrow, I need to start filming another video. And it's aimed just to start reading another big fantasy book. Why I've done this to myself and it's fallen to me like this, I don't know. It's just how, this was the only week I could film this video, so, yeah. Great fun. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get as far in tonight as I can. And then, depending on how far I can get in tonight, will depend on if I read much more of this book tomorrow, if that makes sense. Because so I can focus on getting that one started. And get going. Does that make sense? I feel like it does, but I'm just very not with it. Anywho, that's the plan of actions. That's what's going to happen, and I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow. So, I read up to where I was looking at you last night, and then I've read some more this morning. So I'm at chapter 23, page 239. I don't even know what to say to you guys. We've had, I want to say it's Celine, I think is her name. telling Bryce, Nessa and Azrael the story of it that happened. Obviously it's not the actual Celine, it's like a holographic message kind of thing, esque, telling the true story of what happened with the Asteri and the Daglan and the story of Thea and Peleus and all of that. Okay, all of that. So we've had that, and I'm not going into detail because there's way too much fucking information there for me to even comprehend rehashing to you guys. So just know that happens. We see Hunt, Rune and Baxian in the dungeons. The ordeal they're going through, the sacrifices they're making to try and escape, the choice that Hunt got given by Regulus, and I can't believe, yeah, Rune's still cutting out Lydia, which obviously you can understand, but like, dude, this girl's trying to help you right now, she's trying to help you get escape, and you're just like not listening, and I'm like, come on, just let go of your pride for 2 seconds, like let go of your anger, don't even let go of it, just like 2 seconds, Rune, just to escape, and then you can go back to like cutting her off and all that shit. Like, just get yourselves out of there, make that your priority to get yourselves out of there. So yeah, there's that. Ethan was, his fight that he signed up to was actually made to fight Sigrid, the Fender Heir, and you know, he trying to be the better person and like not kill her, because the Viper Queen was making it a fight to the death. You know, he was trying to be the better person, but like, no, I'm not going to kill her, like, this ends here kind of shit. And the bitch just goes to kill him. So he gives her, I don't know how it finishes, because the last thing I know from that perspective is his claws in her throat. That's the last thing I know. So I just said, that's the last thing I know from that part of the story in that perspective. So I don't know quite fully what happened there, what's finished there. So yeah. And then Bryce, the fucking idiot she is, she worked out that there's a bit of power that's being left in the room that they're in, where the story was held. I don't know how to put this into words, like where they're listening to the story. She found that Celine left a bit of her power there, and it's pure Fae power, not some diluted shit that the rest of them have in Midgard. It's pure Fae power, and like, she takes that from the prison, because that's where they are, they're in the prison, in the my names are going on my head. I want to say, is it Pranthea? I want to say it's Pranthea. I'm like, there's so much information going on in my head right now, like I'm trying to grasp at straws here. So there, and she uses that power to attack Azrael and Estar, and by the looks of it, she's going to be releasing all the creatures and beasts and monsters that are being held in the cell. And they're like pure bad monsters. Like, Celine had trapped the monsters in there because they were like what was left of the Daglan's like army creature things. And yeah, Bryce is just a fucking idiot. I definitely feel like Bryce is what's wrong with this book right now. Bryce is what's wrong with this book. She's not the Bryce we know from. She's just turned. I just feel like she's just turned into one really cold-hearted bitch. I just really feel like she's turned into one cold-hearted bitch, and I can't. She's not Bryce. It's just not Bryce, and yeah, it's just infuriating. It's just so infuriating. But yeah. So I'm almost halfway to where I need to be today. I need to get to chapter 33 by the end of the day if I want to do like the 100 pages a day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend this morning reading and take this with me to my grandparents and just read as much as I can and get as far as I can. And then I need to come back and I need to pack some orders, and then I do need to start my other video. So yeah, and the books I need to read for that one. So if I can get as far as I can today, if I can reach my 300 mark, brilliant. And if I can get further, even fucking better. By the time I come home and need to do these orders, then I can spend this evening starting the next video. Reading 2 fantasies at once is going to be like, probably fuck my head over, but needs must. And it'll be fun. I'll be fine. Anyway, yeah, that's my action. So I'll update you guys when I come back from my grandparents. and let you know how far I've got and what's happened. All I know is I'm not looking forward to reading Bryce's stuff. I must say, not looking forward to it. Sarah J. Maas has seriously let us down on that side of things, like the whole merge and crossover between the books is just not. She's really fucked it up. Really fucked it up, in my opinion. So yeah. I will catch you guys on the flip side because I don't know what else to say to you. It's not, like I said, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not. The action's happening, like it's interesting. I'm intrigued. I'm hooked into the book. I'm not saying I'm not hooked into the book. I'm just saying Bryce is one cold-hearted bitch and I don't like her anymore at the moment. Right, let's discuss this book, guys. Let's discuss this book. I've made it to chapter 33, page 300, so I've made it to my goal for today. Right, so much has happened, I cannot give you everything. What did I last give you? Was it the cave where Bryce caved in the prison? I think it was. A whole situation there. We found an Asteri being in a crystal coughing thing, being trapped there to slowly die and all that shit. Her astralness to eventually kill it. I'm not even going to go down the full route of what shit that went down there, but just know that happened. And then Bryce has managed to travel back to Midgard. She's figured out, she's managed to travel back to Midgard, and she took Truth Teller with her, which, I'm not gonna lie, kind of pisses the girl off, because that is Asriel's. Truth Teller is Asriel's, and the bitch just stole it from him. Sorry, my book's a bit... Let's do it like that for now. That is Asriel's, and she's fucking taken it. I'm sorry, what? Not happy there. And she lands in the Autumn King's office, so her father is now pretty much holding her hostage, try and get information out of her. So that's that. I've left it that Hunt, Rune and Baxton were being led to Regulus. So many fucking names, guys, I can't keep up. For an attendance thing, and the Hind intervenes, and last time I know she shot the hawk between the eyes. That's where that's been left so far. Ethan done a runner. Everybody managed to escape and went to get on the boat, and Ethan just done a runner. And arrived at the House of Flame Shadow, and currently they're talking to Jesper about getting a necromancer so he can talk to Sigrid. I just don't know what to say to you guys. That's the gist of everything that's happened. That's just the gist. So I'm in part 2 of the book. I don't know what to say to you guys. I'm so fucking frustrated. Like Bryce, I loved Bryce in the first 2 books, but in this one, she is pissing me the fuck off. She is pissing me the fuck off. Like, her actions and her attitude is just not Bryce. And it kind of feels like as well, with all the characters, that Sarah J. Maas is trying to purposefully complicate things by sending them all on their own little things. Like Ethan doing a runner instead of going with the people, to then have his own little thing that he's going through. And then those guys, and Darian's already got guilt for abandoning them and deflecting and all that's going on. And then if you got Hunt, Rune and Braxton's thing going on, then you got Bryce's thing going on, and it just feels like everybody is everywhere and I can't fucking keep up with it. It just feels like she's purposely tried to put everybody in so many different places to do so many different things that I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, you're leading them in so many different directions that I'm like, where are we going? And literally every chapter you'll see multiple different POVs on the situation. It keeps switching between everybody, and I'm just like, I just want it all to not piss me off anymore. I just want it all to not piss me off anymore, and it just doesn't feel like it's going to happen. I feel like I'm about to go through a hell of a lot more hell and torture that I just don't really want to go through, if I'm being honest with you. That's where we're at. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to finish this book. I waited long enough for this book. I'm going to fucking finish it. But just fuck my life. Fuck my life. This shit has pissed me off. I can tell you right now, like the first 2 books I gave 5 stars to because I absolutely adored them. This one is not feeling like a 5 star to me. I can't lie, it's not feeling like a 5 star to me. I know I'm only like 300 pages into the 835, but like, yeah, it's just not doing it for me, so that's where we're at. That's my update, that's where we're going with this. I'm hoping things will change. Like, don't get me wrong, the story's good, it's interesting, it's good, I'm hooked in, but all these things are just, yeah, they're just, yeah. So, I'm going to leave it there for a little bit. I'm going to go and do some work, I'm going to go pack some orders and stuff. And then I don't know what I'm going to do this evening, because I need to start this other video. But I am thinking about it. I do have the audiobook for the first one, so I can listen to the audiobook. Which means I could start it tomorrow instead of today, and get as far into this one today as I can. I don't know. I need to go and have a look at my schedule, my calendar, figure everything out, and go from there. So what I'll do is I'll come back to you guys after I've done all the work, and if I've read any more of this, then I'll come back to you guys for an update and stuff. But yeah, just know right now, I'm moody as fuck with this book. Moody as fuck. So yeah, we're gonna go do that, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the flip side. We are gonna ignore the mess that is me, because I've been asleep. And the only reason I'm awake is because I got awake for dinner again, which is becoming the norm at the moment, so excuse all of this. But I have read more. I'm at page 340, so I'm getting nearer and nearer the halfway mark. Yeah. There you go. Helps if I did that be something she's on it. Right, I'm trying to think where I last left it with you guys and what I read. Last left it with the in the eyes, didn't I, with Lydia. So they've managed to escape. They've managed to get to the death charger. Now Lydia did actually sacrifice herself. She's got jumped over the cliff to distract Mordok, and that whilst the Maas hunt, and Baxine carried Rune and flew to the ship. But they Varian did go and get her and bring back ship, and currently she is alive, but she's under treatment still. She's still healing, but she was actually technically dead when Varian brought her on the ship. But they managed to like heal her and help her and everything with the help of First Light and Hunt and his lightning. So that's happened there. And then Bryce is at the father's. He has I say let slip, he kind of taunted her with it, I guess you could say, that Hunt and Rune are no longer in the dungeons and they're free, but doesn't know where they've gone because they've like just disappeared and stuff. So he's kind of like taunting her kind of with that and stuff, but I don't recall anything much else happening there. So yeah, guys, I've been asleep, so I can't remember what I've read before and after and all of this stuff. So that happened, and then with Ethan, he's still with Jesper. Now Jesper has made a deal with him that she will get him a necromancer to rise Sigurd, but he has to be her new personal assistant because she hasn't had one since Bryce, and it's turned into a bit of a mess, really. So she's asked him to, as in favour of doing that for him, he used to be our personal assistant, because yeah, I think that's everything. They've just had it that they've just asked, I don't want to say her name wrong, Cindy's, I don't know how to say her name. Darren just asked her to get them a meeting with the Ocean Queen. But she said that the Ocean Queen is already on the way to speak to all of them, and reckons it's to do with the fact that the Viper Queen and the River Queen are threatening war for her harbouring Tharian. Obviously, Tharian deflected from the River Queen, and then he's obviously escaped from the Viper Queen. They were now free to go, but the sprites did blow up the place, so that's probably something to do with that. So yeah, that's where we get at. I probably will read a little bit more if I can. I've already done over the 100 pages that I wanted to get to today, so that is a plus for me. So I might read a couple more chapters, maybe try and get to chapter 41, because then that's only about just over 20 pages, another 20 pages at least is my aim in my game. We'll see what happens. Obviously I've just had a nap, so I don't imagine I'm going to be sleeping anytime soon. So yeah, I think that's like it. Plans for tomorrow is obviously, so I need to go to the shops because I need to grab some stock. I need to go get my lenses changed because they've got my new lenses, so I need to go get those swapped out so I can have my new lenses and I can see again properly. So I need to go do all that, and then I need to come back and then do some work. I do need to start the other video tomorrow now because I pushed it back a day because I had the audiobook for 4th Wing, so I've pushed it back a day. So yeah, we are going to start that whilst I'm working and listen to that on there, and then I've got a meeting at 5, so I need to do that, and then afterwards we've got sprints on TikTok, so I'm thinking I'm going to read Flaming Shadow on TikTok, so I can try and get a lot further towards finishing this, and then yeah, I think that's the plan of action. So I'll probably read as much more as I can tonight, at least 20 pages, so to get me at least to chapter 41 if I can, because then that gives me a good way through further towards my other 100 pages. I mean, if I can do the other 100 pages today, get me like to 400, so I've done 200 pages today, would be brilliant, because it will get me a day ahead on schedules. So that's the hope, that's the plan. We obviously anything could happen with me, so who knows, but my fibro fatigue is kicking my ass at the moment. My fatigue levels are really high, they're high. I'm very fatigued. I can barely function. I can barely stay awake. So yeah, I'm trying to cancel the naps at the moment, which I absolutely hate having. I hate having naps because it really fucks me for the night, which then means I'm end up having a nap again the next day. So yeah, we shall see what happens. But I think that's like the rough update and plan of action that we have. And I just want to update you guys before, in case I don't get the chance till later. So yes, that is what's happened. I don't know what else to say to you guys. I need to try and get some more B-roll. I haven't got some more B-roll recently. I might try tonight, but honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. We'll wait and see. We shall wait and see. But anyway, yes, we are going to. I'm going to get comfy and read, and I will catch you guys in the morning. Hopefully before I head off to the shop with a little bit of what I've read tonight, and maybe in the morning. And yeah, I'll see you guys there. We have a lot to fucking discuss, and I took notes so I don't forget. Where are we at? Let me give you an update. Where are we at in the book? I'm partway through a chapter. I didn't realise that, but I'm partway through chapter 45, page 410. So I'll finish that chapter off in a minute. How close was I to the end? Oh, still got a bit of way. That's fine. So, my notes. Guys, I had to take notes. Let me show you, because it happened that I was likely to forget. So we found out Jessica was one of the Pathos priestesses, I probably butchered that, we're going to see it. And it was Apollyon who turned her into like a sorceress witch kind of thing, because some of his power like transferred over to her without him knowing. So yeah, we found out that she was originally human, priestess in the library in Pathos. Okay, hence why she knows so much and she protects the books. I understand it now. Right, Bryce planned to end up at her father's place with the Orton King to gather information from him about the sword, the dagger, and like everything to do everything he knew really. She tried to figure out, get from him. She has since reunited with Hunt. That situation was interesting. She's an arsehole. I have nothing else to say there. Lydia actually has twin boys that are 15 years old, and I was like, whoa, that's something new every day. You learn something new every day, and I was like, so I'm intrigued to see more about that situation, because we don't currently know enough about that situation, only that she like had no choice but to give him up for adoption at like 18 months old. So yeah, and then Brown is okay, but Ace Sitton, I'm going to call him Ace because it's so much easier than trying to pronounce his name, like his full name, is very obviously pissed off and very much just doesn't give a shit, which you could understand. So there's that. Bryce convinces the Ocean Queen to take them to Avalon, and so that she can go to their archives to find out more information, even more information in regards to the swords and the daggers and how to get rid of the Asturi, really. But she also refuses, so the Ocean Queen was like, I'll help you do this, but like, if you open the portal, you need to let people through. Let people escape, let people get through, do all of this. Like, she's like, you're not going to beat them, like, just do this and save people. Bryce refuses to do that. Moving on. So many things I could say, many things I can't say. They all have a massive update, chit chat. Situation's understandable, where everyone's been and what everyone's been doing, really. Again, in the situation where Bryce is an arsehole. Main thing. The Ocean Queen is actually sending a lady out with them into Avalon, because she's like, you're not finished. You're not finished spying for me and working for me and gathering intel for me, so you're going to go with them. And Lydia's like, okay, but she tells them that that's what she's doing. So, because they're like, she wants you to spy on us, but you're telling us. And she's like, yeah, yeah, pretty much. She refuses to talk to Rune. So Rune has since tried to like get her to tell her story and like to tell her thing, and she's like, no, you didn't want to hear it then, but now you know I'm the mother, you want to hear it? No. Which, hey, fair dues, fair dues there. Fair dues there. The astronomer finds Yvonne, about the wolf, and he's like, you ain't gonna get her. And then Apaxia arrives, as a necromancer, and tells her, like, you ain't getting that. She's you're not gonna have her now. Like, they haven't outwardly said she's dead, but they're like, you're no longer gonna have her. Jesper ends up, like, so Yvonne went to say, obviously I'll pay off her, however much it was, I'll pay it back. Like, however much you bought her for, I'll pay it. The astronomer gives the price, and he was like, whoa, that's a lot. So Jesper then pays it, and it's like, something going on here. They all do their plan when they get to Avalon, like who is going to the archives, who's going to go to the Cake of Princes to cover what they can find there. They all do their separate team stuff, they figure it all out. Bryce and Lydia ask the three sprites, and I cannot remember all their names. I know Sasa, Rithi, and I can't remember the other one, it begins with M. So many names. I can't remember her name, but they asked those three to go and find their queen. I can't remember her name. Ithris, I just don't know. You guys are gonna like torment me in the comments, and it's fine. But I can't pronounce things. So they've asked them three to go find her and like get her ready to fight the story when the time comes. And then you find out that Hypaxia is no longer the queen of the Barbarian witches, because they all pretty much just went against her. And she now pledged allegiance to the House of Flame and Shadow. So that, dear friends, is all my notes. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, I'm also in the middle of a chapter, so do you know what we're going to do? We're going to quickly sit and read this chapter, rest of this chapter together, and then I'll come back and tell you every other little bit that I have found in this chapter. Okay, so Jasper's second in command for the House of Flame and Shadow. Oh, interesting. Oh, things get more interesting. So Ethan's just learned about Hypaxia and Celestina. Jasper is not happy. She's not happy. Jasper is paying off the astronomer to find a way to remove the grip that Apollyon has on her soul, like from the magic and stuff and all that, what he's done to her, because he made her like young and all that. So yeah, and that the astronomer is gaining to find out how he can be young. So they kind of like want to do like a reverse kind of thing. So yeah. Okay, so she wanted to use Ariadne to like against the Prince of Hell because like it's like that's just what he is. So yeah, okay, more interesting. But because the astronomer wouldn't let her go, she used to side with the mystics to find answers, whilst keeping Ariadne kind of like protected under like all of this. So at Pathros, it was the wolves that started the slaughter and the burnings there. They got there first. Okay, and the Asteria breeding bloodhounds. Sabine and Mordor were ordered to breed. Okay, so Sabine challenged the title from her brother. The Asteria coaxed it. And then they sent Mordor. They made sure Mordok produced a more competent Pindies. Okay. Okay, so they wanted to kill Danica of Asteria led to the Danica being killed. The Asteria want to keep Connor under King untouched because of the value he means to Ethan and Quinlan. And now Hypaxia is ready with Sigrid. So, there we go, 46, page 418. That's where we're going to leave that. And I'm going to come and catch you guys later. We're on the home stretch. So I didn't update you guys last night because by the time I come off sprints and stuff, it was really late. So I didn't get to update you guys, but we are now at page 500, chapter 55. We have this much left. It's about 335 pages. I wish it was 100. 335 pages left. We're on the home stretch today, guys. Our aim is to finish this book today. It's the aim, so I can just kind of have it done and dusted, because yeah, like, it's not a bad book, it's just been absolutely ruined by Bryce. Some of the story, like the plot, is like drags on, it's boring, and yeah, I just don't know what to say. I can't remember where I was last talking to you guys, so I'm just going to kind of give you like a brief update on everything of what I can remember that's happened. Ethan has managed to, with Hypaxia, brought back Sigrid, but Sigrid is now a Reaper, because as Hypaxia was bringing her back, there's like two choices. One, that Hypaxia was one, and then the Underking had her go down the other route, which made her become a Reaper. There's also been an attack on Asphalt Meadows, which is like, I don't know what's happened there. Literally, that's all I know, is there's just been an attack. Rena and Lydia are starting to talk to each other again, starting to communicate a little bit more, which is really nice to see. Flynn and Declan have done a little bit of a disappearance. So Rena and Lydia at the moment are just the only two in the archives at the moment. Bryce and that lot are in the caves still. Bryce's attitude in there is just absolutely fucking appalling. Like, I can't stand it. Baxian has given her a little kick up the ass, and Flynn's sister, which I just don't know how to say her name, but Flynn's sister, like, just really fucking went at her, like what was she gonna do after all this kind of thing. So there's that, and yeah, I then left it on Morven and the Autumn King appearing in the mist in the caves. So that's like a really, really brief rundown of shit that's happened, like really brief. So yeah, I can't tell you everything, because like I said, I can't remember where I left it off, so we're just having a brief rundown there, guys, brief rundown. But yeah, the plan of action is to get this book finished today. I should be able to, like, 335 pages is like a standard kind of size of a normal book, so like I should be able to easily do that. Should. So yeah, so I'll go to my grandparents today, so I'm literally just going to be reading galore there. So I'm going to read before we go, read when I get there, read when I come back, and even if I have to stay up late to finish this, I will do so, because I am absolutely done with this motherfucking book now. Like, this is some of Sarah J. Maas's worst work. For me, personally, this is some of her worst work. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still not a bad book, and it's still not bad, but when you compare it to all her other work, it is, like, it's some of her worst work. Like I said, as a general book and story, it's not bad. Like, it has you hooked in, it has you, like, wanting to read it, but like, when you, like I said, when you compare it to her other stuff, to me, it's not great. It's not her best work. Like, me and Mo were discussing it, like, I don't think I struggled that much with Tower of Dawn. Now, you guys will know my feelings on Tower of Dawn, and like, that's like Kale's book, and stuff like that. Like, I don't even think I struggled that much with that book compared to how I'm struggling with this book, in the sense of the overall sense of the book, I think is the best way to put it. Does that make sense? Probably not. So yeah, my feelings on this book is not the best. Like, this book has ruined Crescent City. Like, ruined Crescent City. And it's ruined Bryce for me. Like, this Bryce in here is not the Bryce we know from the first two books. At all. Like, at all. So, like, yeah. This has ruined Crescent City and ruined Bryce for me. So, I don't know what else to say to you guys. But yeah, we are literally just going to absolutely go for it today and get this finished. So I'm going to update you guys later, hopefully when I'm done. I might give you guys an update when I come back, just as where we're at when I come back from my grandparents. And then when we're finished update, which will probably maybe actually be tomorrow morning, depending on how late it takes me to finish this book. So yeah, that's what's happening. That's where we're at. I'm just gonna go and get on with this. So yeah, I will catch you guys later. Good morning. So we finally finished. It was actually in the early hours of this morning that I finished it, because I kept falling asleep last night trying to read. But I have finally finished House of Flame and Shadow. So let's sit and talk, shall we? Let's sit and talk. I can't remember the last update for you guys on this one. I know it was yesterday, but I can't remember where in the book I was. So I'm going to be very brief. If you've read the book, you're going to know what happened. If not, I don't know why you're watching this vlog anyway. So, brief rundown. Ethan become prime parent. He saw his brother, and like they had a little moment, which was kind of like quite nice. I did like that little moment. Hypaxia become the ruler, I guess you could say, of the House of Flame and Shadow. They both found an antidote to work on the parasites that they know was in the water that the Asteria had put in. Although I think it was like temporarily, but they've managed to like find something, and those who have taken it are all coming into their full powers, and it's very interesting to see. Now, so that's all that. Rune and Lydia. My heart forever has them. My heart. Yeah. Loon. There you go. That's their little ship name. Rune and Lydia. They were mates, and like I figured it, but it was so cute. And the way like Rune announced it as well, it was like in front of Pollux for the first time, and I was like, yes, dude, yes. You tell that arsehole exactly who she is to you. You tell him. They saved her sons because Pollux took her sons. I was like, you arsehole, you went for the kids. How arsehole of him. But they saved them. They've now got their own little place, and it's like, oh, cute. Tharian, obviously, as you know, Tharian got married. Everything's distracting me today. Oh my god, so sorry, guys. Yeah, Tharian obviously got married to Flynn's sister, but Flynn's sister actually kind of like disappears because when they went to the Blue Court, to the River Queen, to ask her assistance to save who they could, like refuge and stuff. And then after that, the Viper Queen kind of like corners them, and one of her goons is actually an old friend of Safia, I want to say is her name, but I'm not sure. It's Flynn's sister. Like obviously they were together. Flynn, their father didn't appreciate like Flynn's, and Matt's father didn't, like said no, so he gave him to the River Queen. Not so much that he went and joined them himself. Like their father sent him, Lord Hawthorne. If you understood all of that, you're a genius. So yeah, and so when she finds out where he is, she actually goes to like see him and get him. Tharian then ends up like taking the antidotes to the Eternal City, to Bryce and all of that. He gets shot. My heart did pause for a minute because I was like, please don't tell me this is going to be a death. Like, don't tell me we're going to have one of those in here. We didn't. He was fine. And then it's kind of left with him going to the meat market to find her. So, you know, that's interesting. So I guess we can see where this is gonna go for the next book and stuff. Possibly. So I think that's every other side character I kind of come down to. Bryson Hunt. Now, I feel very sorry for Hunt because he found out a lot of shit in this book about who he is, about his heritage, where he came from, all of this and that. Like, you know, it's always alluded to of Hunt not knowing who his father is and all of this stuff. So we kind of figure out that whole situation. Bryce called a portal gate open to Nesta. Now, that was a perfect opportunity for Sarah J. Maas to bring in the Akatar world again and have them as allies in this. But no, Bryce asked for the mask and in return to give Nesta her parents as collateral. To be like, look, I'll bring the mask and the truth teller back. You keep hold of my parents for me. So you know that I'll come back. Bitch. Nah. No. I was not happy when I read that, like 3-4 o'clock this morning. Not happy. So that's that. She obviously does go get them back. She does give the mask and truth teller back to the Akatar world. So it does happen. Bryce and Hunt, they open the gate to hell. They open the Northern Rift. Hell comes. You know, we have the whole big fight scene. Although I say the whole big fight scene, it didn't last very fucking long. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't really last that long, if I'm being honest. The whole of them going to the Eternal City happened in the last 102 pages. Was when they first got there. Or first like going. 102 pages left of the book. Like, this ending felt so rushed. So rushed. Obviously, they defeat the Asteri, all this and that. Bryce almost dies. Hunt gets her out of the void. Jessica, bless our soul, Jessica, traded her life for Bryce's. She traded her life for Bryce. I love Jessica. I do. I love Jessica. So yeah. Like I said, obviously everyone was kind of having the antidote. Most people were. Lydia came into her powers, and they all come from the line of the Throne of Glass line. So that's where we get our Throne of Glass reference in. If you know, you know. So yeah. I think that's pretty much everything to say to you guys. Bryce declares that there's no Fae royals anymore. The Fae royal bloodline is like non-existent. She literally done a decree as the queen of the Fae. She then like made a decree. There's no royal bloodline. There's no royalty now in the Fae. So that was fun. And yeah, I'll tell you what. The bonus scene that I had, that I read, of Bryce and Hunt at the spring equinox, I feel like that was the only true bit of the original Bryce that we had, like the Bryce I fell in love with in the first 2 books. Like, that was the only true bit of her. So yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what's happened, guys, and I don't know what to say because this book has frustrated me to no end. Like, it just felt rushed at the end and just everything, and I'm just... yeah. I've been very let down and disappointed by this book. Very let down and disappointed by this book, and I don't know what rating I'm going to give it. If I'm being honest, I'm probably leaning between a 4.25. So yeah, I don't know. You'll have to check my wrap up. Well, actually, my wrap up would have already been out. Check my wrap up. My wrap up would have already been out by the time this vlog goes up, because this is going to go in my March wrap up. That says my true rating. Like, I'll decide then, but yeah, I don't know. It's just been left me very disappointed. by Miss Sarah J Maas for this book. This just did not feel like a Sarah J Maas book. Will that stand? No, it's going to fall on me, isn't it? There we go. That book let me down massively. Like I said, like, it's not a bad book. It's not a bad book. Like, story-wise, like the idea of the plot and everything like that, like, all of that's good. Like, it's not a bad book. And the writing isn't bad. It's just the execution was not a Sarah J Maas execution, and it just fell flat. It fell very flat. So yeah, if you guys have stuck around for this entire vlog, kudos to you. Kudos to you, and watched my frustration. So yeah, that's literally all I can end it on for you guys. You guys know my entire thoughts on this book because they have not changed at all throughout this book. I don't feel like they've changed throughout this book. You tell me. But yeah, they've stayed the same throughout the whole entire this vlog. So you guys already know exactly how I'm feeling. So I have nothing else to say to you. So yeah, I'm thinking 4.25. I might give it 4.25 because it wasn't a bad book. It was just the whole price thing and the rushness of it and the lack of execution in places. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go 4.25. You know what? You found out there. 4.25. That's what we're going with. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna end it for you guys because otherwise I don't know what else to say. So thank you guys for sticking around for this vlog. I hope you found it comical and enjoyed it. And yeah, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to keep smiling, be kind, keep reading. Bye guys.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good